How's it going, fellas? My name's Dan Watson. I'm the offensive coordinator, offensive line coach at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. I'd like to thank Coach Bandstra for giving me an opportunity to chat a little football with you guys. Tonight we're going to be talking about one of our base second-level run adjustments. And for us, RPOs are run adjustments. For us, we just truly feel that it is that. It's an adjustment to the run. We're a very run-oriented team. So tonight we're going to be talking about our tight zone paired with our fade out. So our inside zone read paired with our fade quick out concept. So first and foremost, we want to ask ourselves, why would we want to run adjust? Why would we want to make an adjustment to the run? And obviously, you know, as most people will tell you, we want to put a defender in conflict. That's first and foremost. We want to try and make somebody wrong, okay? And then for me, I think you let your quarterback's eyes and his arm put you in a good call. And then thirdly, you can get multiple plays with fewer schemes. Excuse me. I know for us up front, we like to carry as few run schemes as possible. So in these scenarios, we're able to put together multiple plays with fewer schemes. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our inside zone play before we get rocking and rolling. And for us, you know, we're pretty standard on the inside zone. Image here of our inside zone left, inside zone right. The goal, obviously, up front is to always get as many combos as possible. So for us, we are, we're an A-gap zone team. Quarterback, you're going to pop your feet to 60-degree angle with your foot opposite the back forward. And then we talked to about a grid read on the backside C-gap defender. And that grid, we just draw up into four quadrants. One is when the defender sits. Two is if he rushes up the field. Both of those are gives for the quarterback. Three is if he were charging the mesh, at which point we tell the quarterback to sink and read, try and make him make a decision. And then a four would be if the defender was running straight down the line of scrimmage, we're going to pull that and replace the guy that we were reading, okay? For the running back, he's going to slow shuffle to the mesh with the quarterback and attack the read spot. We've kicked it around back and forth between play side leg of the center to the guard. But our big emphasis is we want the back to keep his shoulders square to the read spot so he can make his read and make his cut. We want to make sure that we're pressing the heels of the offensive line before we do make our cut. Up front, you're responsible for head up to your play side gap, okay? And we need to identify if I've got somebody head up to the play side gap. That's first and foremost, okay? I'm always looking to combo. Inevitably, is something head up to my play side gap? If not, is there something touching me? At which point I want to make sure I can try and combo with the guy behind me. And if not, I need to climb to whom I'm responsible for climbing to. We always ID the backers as a point, a plus or a minus. The point, some teams may mic, and that depends on the play and what front we're going against. So in an even front, in our inside zone play, the point is the first linebacker head up to place out of the center. So the P here in the images you see, the next backer behind him weak would be a minus. Anything outside of him would be a plus. So our first combo on the even front is going to go to the point, and then the backside, whether we have a combo or not, is going to work to the minus. And then backside, same thing, head up to play side gap, Our backside guard here on this 2-eye would be working we call that a money to base reach. I'm going to try and get vertical push, make sure I'm between him and the ball carrier. Then my backside tackle is going to scoop his B gap and climb to the minus, okay? Here is a look at our inside zone. Before the play starts here, talk a little bit about, we have another run adjustment going on here, which is just our three-man surface bubble, okay? And then to the run side, our solo receiver here, he's blocking support, but most dangerous between the corner and the safety. And so that's why obviously you see the bubble going on down here to the field. And then up front, again, so the first thing our center is going to do is identify the front. It's a 42 even. 7's the point, okay? So my combo between my center and my guard is working to the point. And then my combo here between my backside tackle, backside guard on the 3 technique is working to the minus. Love running it to a 2-eye strong and a 3-tech weak, obviously, because in that situation we get 2 double teams. Okay, and I spoke earlier about the backside C-gap defender. Quarterback's reading him on his grid, whether it's a give or a keep. We get kind of a mesh charge there, so the quarterback sinks, and 51's not attacking the running back, so we're going to hand that thing off. Again, we want to kind of try and keep this as an A-gap to A-gap type play for us. Here's another look. This is another inside zone with a bubble here to the field. Receiver to the call, to the run strength. He's blocking support. He's blocking corner to safety. They're in a 3 safety look, so our guy gets a little confused there. But just to give you an idea. And then up front, we actually have a 5-man box now. We weren't counting this third safety in our count. So up front now, we're going to get a double team between my left guard and left tackle, okay, for this linebacker, and we're going to get a double team between my right guard and center for the nose against this linebacker. And then we're going to get what we call as a take on the backside, and we'll talk about that a little more in the upcoming slides. But anytime I have a 5-man box, I'm going to go ahead and take the backside. That way we get a give read for the quarterback, and we'll always take 5-on-5. Okay, and here we're going tempo. Okay, we're going tempo. We've got a little burn screen into the boundary with our inside zone. I put this on here because we get a pull read from the quarterback. Good opportunity to take a look at that. Sorry about that. Skip the tight there. And so, again, we're going tempo. So, and I talk to my guys all the time about if we're going tempo, if it's a muddy look, just make sure you're working your, tracks, if you will, work your play side zone. Anything head up to inside you're responsible for. And then we get a mesh charge again here. So you can see that the quarterback is sinking with the running back, sink into the line of scrimmage. Obviously, the C-gap defender goes to tackle the running back. So this becomes a pull for the quarterback. It means we're placing the read. Okay, and then moving on to our fade and quick out, our little quick game concept here. For the quarterback, we talked to him about a 1-step set. If it's 2x2, which we, this is what we're going to run this out of for this run adjustment, he's going to work his best look side. And we're talking to him about find the matchup you want, look for free access, look for the tightest overhang between the 2 sides. And then we want to read this outside in. So we're fade to quick out. In our quick game, our running back is in full-time protection. S1 and W1 are outside guys. They're running a fade. They're in a normal split. They got to make sure they stack the defender, and they've got an outbreaking route coming toward them, so they want to make sure they're on a mandatory outside release. Okay? And then our inside guys, our strong receiver 2 and our weak receiver 2, they're running a quick out. We talk to our guys about their routes based off of steps. All right, so we call this a 2-eye quick out. That means he's breaking off of his second inside step. It's planting off that inside foot and coming flat to the sideline. If it's man-to-man, then he's going to do what we call an edge break. He's going to attack the defender's inside hand and snap that thing, edge break it at 5, and work to the sideline. If we were to run this with an attached tight end, which I'll show you on one of our clips later, our attached tight end is just running a flat. He's just running to the flat right now, aiming point 3 yards on the sideline. There's an image of that. Okay, so here's a look. And again, this is just our fade with our quick out, mirrored concept. So first and foremost, for the quarterback here, we've obviously got a safety down into the boundary. Everything's kind of tight over there. And we loved our matchup with our slot receiver and the Sam backer here. So we ended up working this concept a couple times 2 years ago against these guys. At the end of the day, it's a lot to do with Jimmys and Joes, and when you got a guy that's a lot faster than the guys on the other team, finding ways to get him the football is important. And then up front, we're blocking quick game, so we're against this front. We're a half man, half slide concept. So this would be man side pro right, 3-man slide left between center left guard, left tackle. As the center is setting away from that 2-eye, you can see him kind of holding space with his right arm there just to feel if he needs to gather anything on a twist or anything like that. Super duper wide rusher there for the For the right tackle, if this were a tighter shade, we talk about jump setting on our quick game concepts. Here's another look at it. Same thing on our fade quick out here, talking to the quarterback about what we're looking for. Obviously, free access. There's not a free access corner, but this safety is pretty far deep. We're kind of head up over head up here to the offense's left. So we're going to work to our right here. The corner man turns with the outside receiver. So we end up cranking the quick out. And then up front, anytime we face against this defense on our quick games, we were in a full slide. Running back was working strong, blocking that C gap. Okay, and then one last look here at our fade with a quick out. We knew this defense, they were rolling 3 a lot. And again, we liked our matchup against our slot receiver and that outside backer, so we threw that concept quite a few times. Then this week in our quick game protection, we were doing man cuts, something that obviously we weren't very good at, but attempted to do, something we got to continue to get better at. Okay, so now when we're pairing the two, again, this is our inside zone with our fade quick out run adjustment. Big picture wise, we want to have a 1 high side and a 2 high side, because if we are just blocking our quick between the tackle rules against a 1 high look, we're still going to be outmatched in the box if it ends up being a hand it. Okay, so we're talking to the quarterback about a 1 high side and a 2 high side. If it's too high, he's going to work weak, okay, and we'll formate that. So he's going to read the weak overhang, and we talked I'll show you guys an image here in just a moment in a couple slides about the conflict, the defender that we're putting in conflict there and who we're reading. But we're reading the weak overhang, and if he plays the run, we're working fade quick out. If he plays the pass, we're handing it off because we're not reading the C gap on the zone. We're going to execute zone with takes. I'll show you that here in just a moment. If it's 1 high, we're going to work a slant bubble. Okay, and same thing, we're going to put a similar defender in conflict. If he runs with the bubble, we're throwing the slant behind him. If he sits, we're throwing the bubble. Running back for him, it's same as tight zone. And here's just a look. Another way we got to it, and I've got a clip of it on here, is doing this out of, with an attached tight end. So same thing, we'd read the weak overhang, work more fade to the flat by the attached tight end. 1 high side working the bubble slant side. Okay, so up front, when I was talking about takes, and I'll show you guys some clips of it here in just a moment. For everybody's center play side guard, play side tackle, it's same as tight zone for them, okay? The center now has anchor rules, and I'll explain why that's important here in just a moment. But our backside guard and our backside tackle, are executing what we refer to as takes, and the backside guard is responsible for 1 LOS, which is the first level defender, his side of the center, and the backside tackle is responsible for 2 LOS. The second defender on the line of scrimmage, his side of the center, and both of those guys are money. They're man on those guys. The center now, say if we were working to a shade away from a 3 technique, if that shade were to work to cross his face, he would have to travel with it. Because he's the anchor. We refer to that as anchor rules. Okay, and this is just a look at the inside zone with takes. So this play we have here is just a little run adjustment crab into the boundary. Not what we're talking about today, but just so you can get a look at the inside zone with takes. So up front, we're working our normal inside zone combo to the point, money with the tackle. And then I'm taking 1 LOS, 2 LOS, and in this play, this was the conflict defender over here. He obviously sat, so we handed off for the run. Okay, so anytime we got 2 high, as I mentioned, we're going to work. This would be the fade quick outside. Okay, we talked to our quarterbacks about a hard deck, okay? And this has to do with all first and second level run adjustments for us. And our hard deck is at 8 yards. So we are looking for the second defender counting inside out under the hard deck. So too high, we're working this side. The second defender under the hard deck, inside out, is our conflict player. Okay, so again, we've got our inside zone with our fade quick out. Okay, we are running inside zone left, fade quick out here to the right, bubble slant to the left. So we're now looking for our second defender inside out under the hard deck. And again, our hard deck's at about 8 yards. So we are just shy of the 35 here. Second defender under the hard deck is going to be this Will Backer. He sits. Easy read for the quarterback. We're handing that thing off. Okay, so again, we're just executing inside zone with our takes up front. Similar look to what I showed you earlier. We're money with the play side tackle. Got our combo between our center and play side guard for the point. Taking the 3, taking the 5 because they are 1 LOS, 2 LOS. Running back, it's inside zone to him. Okay, similar look. Got too high, so we know that we're working weak. We're reading the second defender under the hard deck, which is going to be this Will Backer right here. He gets nosy to play the run. We pull it and replace him with the ball on the quick out. That safety, obviously down here to the boundary, is way off the hash, so we don't like the fade. Working the quick out, tuck it, get north. And then here's just a look at the run it look. We're now inside zone left, takes to the right. Anytime we work 2 of 3 technique away from a shade, we've got a 3-man combo between our play side guard, center, and backside guard. So we refer to this as a gang, and at the end of the day, it's 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3. Got a money block by my left tackle here, a take by the right tackle on the backside defensive end. And when we execute this gang, the backside guard now has to know that he is now responsible for anchor rules. So as they go to 3-man combo, if this shade were to try and cross his face, he would have to go with it because he is on anchor rules as well. But you see, just to kind of briefly sum it up, the center is taught he's going to step one play side. He's going to key the hip of that 3 technique. If it comes toward him, it just becomes his normal combo between himself and the play side guard. If that hip stays B-gap, he's now going to rock back and combo with the backside guard, as you can see here. And we refer to that as a vice. So he's stepping play side and boom, he's vicing back on that shade to combo with the backside guard. Okay, so similar cut up as the still picture that I showed you earlier. It's too high. All right, so technically we're reading this Will Backer right here, second man under the hard deck, inside out. And this is a pretty cloudy read. And these are some of the risks that you have to be willing to take if you're going to call some of these run adjustments. Some people may live in a run it unless, which is what we like to do. But a quarterback's mentality, sometimes he's going to turn a cloudy read into trying to take a shot. And here, kind of picking on a smaller corner, but end up throwing a whole shot. Again, not something that we necessarily advise or something that we love, but things that can happen when you put that read on the quarterback. Then up front, we're inside zone right. Combo between my center and my play side guard for the point. Money block by the tackle. Taking 1 LOS, taking 2 LOS. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this Will Backer is the read now. Okay, so here's a look, as I mentioned earlier, now with an attached tight end. So you're going to see the attached tight end. He's on the flat, fade by one, and then we've got our bubble slant up here to the field. It's inside zone to the right. We've got a two high look, so we're automatically working this side. Second defender inside out under the hard deck. All right, ball's right on the 40-yard line. We're looking hard decks at the 32. The safety's beyond the hard deck. Here's one, here's two. So that's my read for the hand it or the throw it. Obviously, he's playing the run all the way, so we're on to the flat right now. Catch it, get north. Here's a look at the run. Again, we're inside zone right. Money blocked by my play side tackle. Combo between the center, right guard. On the 2-eye to the point. Taking one, taking two. Okay, and this is I should preface this with, this is not a play that we love to one high. We're not calling this to take advantage of the one high. We've got other things to do that. But our reassurance here, if we call it and if we have a one high defense or zero, okay, again, we're now going to work to the other side of the field. We're going to work the ooze. We refer, anytime this outside guy is blocking for the bubble, we use an ooze technique. So we talked to this guy about an ooze slant. So he wants to look like he's ooze blocking and then slant. So against one high, we're working the ooze slant to the bubble. And this would be the guy that we were reading again. If he were to fly out with the bubble or to fly down with the bubble, we're throwing the slant behind him. If he were to sit, we would throw the bubble. But that's our conflict defender. And I actually only have one clip of this. In the 2 years that we ran it, we only called it one time to one high. And here they're in zero. So the read is actually blitzing, and he's just getting rid of the football, obviously trying to save his own life, understandably so. But we end up getting a 7-man pressure, man across the board. Just spit it out, get the bubble out now. Live to play another down, but obviously it's always great when you can pick up 10 yards. That's all I have prepared for you guys tonight. Again, I feel like that's a very simple run adjustment that we like to utilize, our inside zone paired with our fade quick out. If you have any questions about any of the content tonight or ever just want to talk ball about anything, I'm always up for that. There's my Twitter handle, at Coach Watson, RHIT. My school email, watson5@rose-hulman.edu. And there's my cell, 812-249-6885. Thanks for your time.